ultimate guide to fixing yourself and your life, Stoic philosophy. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, Marcus Aurelius. What if the key to transforming your life is not about changing everything around you, but shifting how you see yourself and the world? In this video, we're unlocking the ultimate guide to fixing yourself and your life, using the powerful wisdom of Stoic philosophy. When facing life's challenges with unwavering calm, taking control of your emotions and building a mindset that doesn't just survive, but thrives. The Stoics believed that true happiness comes from mastering yourself, not the world around you. This journey isn't about perfection, but about taking the small, intentional steps that will lead you to becoming the best version of yourself. Are you ready to stop waiting for change and start creating it? Hit the comments below, and let's take this journey together. Welcome to Stoic in Your Life, your ultimate guide to fixing yourself and your life. Number 1. Mastering your emotions through Stoic wisdom. In today's fast-paced world, filled with constant distractions, pressures, and uncertainties, emotions can often spiral out of control, creating a constant sense of turmoil. We may find ourselves reacting impulsively, driven by emotions like anger, fear, or frustration, allowing them to dictate our actions and decisions. These emotional responses often lead to regret, conflict, or a feeling of being overwhelmed. But Stoic philosophy offers us a timeless and powerful framework to master our emotions, allowing us to cultivate a balanced and resilient mindset that empowers us to navigate life's challenges with greater ease. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple yet profound truth lies at the heart of Stoic wisdom and provides the foundation for emotional mastery. The Stoics taught that emotions like anger and anxiety are not caused by external events themselves, but by the judgments and beliefs we attach to those events. If someone insults us, the anger we feel is not inherently caused by the insult. It's triggered by the way we interpret and internalize it. It's our own response that shapes the emotion, not the external event. This realization empowers us with control, as we can choose how to respond, regardless of the actions or words of others. The Stoics remind us that while we can't control the world around us, we can always control our own reactions. This idea is beautifully expressed by Marcus Aurelius, who wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." To master our emotions, one of the most effective Stoic practices is reframing, the ability to view challenging situations not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. When faced with adversity, we can pause for a moment and ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? Or how can this situation help me grow stronger? This shift in perspective allows us to respond with clarity and composure, rather than reacting emotionally in a way that we might later regret. Reframing is not about denying or suppressing our emotions, but rather about understanding that we have the power to reframe our thoughts in a way that empowers us to act from a place of wisdom rather than reaction. This technique is not only about mental control, but also emotional resilience, learning to stay calm and focused in the face of challenges. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely noted, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Each moment of adversity, if approached with the right mindset, is an opportunity to refine our character. Another powerful Stoic tool for managing emotions is premeditatio malorum, or the practice of imagining worst-case scenarios. While this may seem counterintuitive at first, it is a profound way to prepare mentally for the inevitable difficulties that life will throw our way. By imagining the worst possible outcome, we allow ourselves to confront our fears head-on, reducing the emotional impact when challenges inevitably arise. This practice helps us realize that much of our anxiety and stress come from fearing the unknown or overestimating the severity of potential obstacles. By mentally preparing for adversity, we cultivate a sense of readiness, which allows us to respond with confidence and composure when difficulties actually occur. The Stoics understood that life will always include setbacks, losses, and hardships, but through mental preparation, we can reduce the emotional turbulence that accompanies these events. As the philosopher Epictetus taught, make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. Journaling is another powerful Stoic exercise that can help us process our emotions and gain greater clarity. Taking time each day to reflect on our thoughts and feelings enables us to step back from the emotional turbulence of daily life and examine situations with greater objectivity. When emotions run high, writing can provide a much-needed outlet to express feelings, understand the underlying causes of our reactions, and evaluate whether our responses were aligned with our values. Through journaling, we develop the habit of detachment, the ability to observe our emotions without being controlled by them. It's a practice that allows us to gain wisdom from our experiences rather than being consumed by them. As Seneca once said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality, and journaling helps us distinguish between the two by enabling us to reflect on our emotional responses and see them in a clearer, more balanced light. The ultimate goal of mastering our emotions is to free ourselves from the grip of reactive thinking. By practicing the Stoic principles of reframing, premeditatio malorum, and journaling, we develop the ability to respond to life's challenges with a sense of inner peace, regardless of external circumstances. This emotional resilience empowers us to live with greater purpose, focus, and tranquility, knowing that no matter what happens in life, we always have the power to control our own reactions. In doing so, we align ourselves with the wisdom of the Stoic philosophers, who believe that true freedom is not found in controlling the external world, but in mastering ourselves. As Marcus Aurelius so aptly put it, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When we cultivate mastery over our emotions, we free ourselves to live a life of peace, wisdom, and fulfillment, no matter what the world may throw our way. By incorporating these Stoic practices into our daily lives, we gain more than just emotional control. We gain the ability to navigate the complexities of modern life with greater resilience and wisdom. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, Stoicism provides us with a timeless, reliable guide to emotional mastery. Number 2. Taking responsibility. Taking responsibility is the foundation of fixing your life and unlocking your potential. It's where change begins, and where the wisdom of Stoicism reveals its transformative power. Imagine your life as a ship navigating unpredictable seas. The winds and waves represent external circumstances, beyond your control. You can't change them, but you can always adjust your sails. This shift in perspective, from focusing on what you can't control to what you can, is at the heart of taking responsibility. As Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, wisely said, freedom lies in recognizing what is within your control and letting go of the rest. Responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything. Instead, it's about owning your role in your life's outcomes. It empowers you to move from victimhood to agency, where you see yourself as the architect of your future. Imagine a team leader whose project fails. They could blame uncooperative colleagues, lack of resources, or external challenges. But a leader who takes responsibility chooses to reflect on their role in the failure. Were expectations clearly communicated? Was the strategy sound? By owning their part, they learn, grow, and inspire respect in their team. This isn't just about leadership. It's a principle you can apply to every aspect of life. When you stop blaming others and start asking, "What can I do differently?" you gain the power to create meaningful change. Taking responsibility also means aligning your actions with your goals and values, even when it's uncomfortable. Think of someone who dreams of running a marathon but blames their busy schedule for not training. What's the truth? They've chosen comfort over discipline. As soon as they take responsibility, they take back control. They can start small, waking up 30 minutes earlier or running during their lunch break. Responsibility is about turning your aspirations into action, building discipline and resilience along the way. It's not about perfection, it's about consistent progress. Consider Sarah, a marketing manager in her 30s. She felt trapped in a job she hated, struggled with her health, and felt distant from her friends. For years, she blamed her toxic workplace, lack of time, and unsupportive relationships. But one day, inspired by Stoic principles, she asked herself, "What if I'm the common denominator in all of this?" That question shifted her mindset. She realized she'd been avoiding hard conversations at work, neglecting her health by prioritizing convenience, and expecting her friends to fulfill needs she hadn't clearly communicated. Taking responsibility didn't fix everything overnight, but it gave her the power to act. She set boundaries at work, started exercising regularly, and began reaching out to her friends with more intention. Her life transformed, not because her circumstances changed, but because she did. Where in your life are you surrendering your power by avoiding responsibility? Are there areas where you've been blaming external factors instead of taking ownership? Maybe you're unhappy in your career, but haven't taken steps to explore new opportunities. Perhaps your relationships feel unfulfilling, yet you haven't expressed your needs or made an effort to connect. Or maybe your health isn't where you want it to be, but you continue to make choices that hold you back. These questions aren't easy, but they're essential for growth. Taking responsibility is a liberating process. It's not about self-blame, but about reclaiming your ability to change your situation. Responsibility is the bridge between who you are now and who you want to become. It builds self-respect because when you follow through on your commitments to yourself, you start to trust your own word. It also fosters resilience, helping you navigate setbacks with grace instead of despair. As Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This mindset allows you to face challenges not with frustration, but with clarity and purpose. Even when things don't go as planned, you know that how you respond is entirely up to you. The beauty of taking responsibility is that it applies to every area of life: your career, health, relationships, and mental well-being. It's a daily practice that requires humility and effort. No one gets it right all the time, and that's okay. What matters is that you stay committed to growth. Start small by reflecting on an area of your life where you feel stuck. Ask yourself, what role have I played in this situation? What steps can I take to move closer to the outcome I want? Taking responsibility doesn't mean solving everything at once. It means taking the first step and then the next. The Stoic secrets to a fulfilling life lie in this principle. While you can't control the world, you can always control yourself. When you take responsibility for your choices, you unlock the power to shape your life. Take a moment to reflect. What would your life look like if you stopped waiting for others to change and started changing yourself? The storms of life will always come, but how you navigate them is what defines your journey. Will you let the winds steer you, or will you take the helm? The choice is yours, and it's the most powerful choice you can make. Number 3. Setting clear and meaningful goals. Setting clear and meaningful goals is not merely an exercise in planning. It's the foundation for a life filled with purpose and direction. Goals serve as a personal compass, guiding you through the complexities and distractions of modern life. Without them, we risk drifting aimlessly, reacting to life rather than shaping it. Unlike vague ambitions such as, "I want to be successful," meaningful goals are concrete, actionable, and measurable. They require clarity of thought and purpose, which can be achieved using the SMART framework: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This structured approach transforms overwhelming aspirations into manageable steps, giving you a sense of control and progress even in the face of adversity. When goals are rooted in personal values rather than societal expectations, they become even more powerful. Too often, we pursue goals dictated by external validation, whether it's career achievements, financial milestones, or social accolades. While these goals may provide short-term satisfaction, they often fail to bring lasting fulfillment. Instead, consider aligning your goals with what truly matters to you. For example, a parent might define their primary goal as fostering a healthy and supportive family environment. This could involve specific actions like preparing wholesome meals, exercising as a family, or creating rituals that strengthen emotional bonds. As Seneca wisely observed, if one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable. This timeless advice underscores the importance of setting a clear destination for your efforts. Without clarity, even your hardest work can feel aimless, leaving you disillusioned and drained. Clear and meaningful goals provide not only direction, but also motivation. They turn abstract desires into tangible results, creating a sense of momentum that fuels perseverance. By breaking larger objectives into smaller, actionable steps, you create a roadmap that allows you to measure progress and celebrate achievements along the way. These milestones serve as reminders that you are moving closer to your ultimate vision, building confidence and resilience with every success. The process itself becomes a source of satisfaction, as each step reflects your commitment to a life of purpose and integrity. However, goal setting is not a one-time activity. It's a dynamic process that requires regular reflection and adjustment. Life is unpredictable and circumstances change, making it essential to revisit and refine your goals periodically. This adaptability ensures that your objectives remain relevant and aligned with your evolving priorities. For instance, a professional goal set in your 20s may no longer resonate in your 40s, as personal growth and changing responsibilities shift your values. By regularly assessing your goals, you can stay true to yourself while navigating life's inevitable transitions. As Epictetus noted, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This advice highlights the importance of clarity and intentionality in aligning your actions with your vision. Incorporating modern Stoicism into your approach to goal setting can provide a deeper sense of purpose and resilience. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of focusing on what is within your control, your thoughts, actions, and choices, while accepting what lies beyond it. By setting goals that reflect your inner values and focusing on the process rather than the outcome, you cultivate a sense of peace and agency. Moreover, achieving clear and meaningful goals brings a profound sense of fulfillment, as it aligns your daily actions with your higher purpose. This alignment bridges the gap between who you are and who you aspire to be, creating a life of authenticity and coherence. When your goals reflect your values, every step you take becomes an expression of your principles. This approach not only enhances your sense of purpose, but also strengthens your character, making you more resilient in the face of challenges. In the words of Aristotle, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. By setting meaningful goals and working consistently toward them, you cultivate the habits that lead to a life of excellence. In our fast-paced, distraction-filled world, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Modern Stoicism offers a framework for cutting through the noise, encouraging us to live intentionally and focus on what is essential. Setting clear and meaningful goals is a practical way to embody this philosophy, turning abstract principles into actionable steps. It reminds us that a life of purpose is not built on fleeting achievements but on deliberate choices aligned with our values. By approaching goals with clarity, adaptability, and persistence, you not only navigate life's challenges but also find joy and fulfillment in the journey. In the end, the practice of setting clear and meaningful goals is more than a tool for personal development. It's a statement of your commitment to living a life of virtue and purpose. By aligning your goals with your deepest values and staying focused on what you can control, you create a life that reflects your highest aspirations. This process transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, as every action becomes a step toward the person you are meant to be. Modern Stoicism teaches us that true fulfillment comes not from chasing external rewards, but from living in harmony with our principles. In this way, setting goals is not just about achieving success, but about creating a life of meaning, integrity, and resilience guided by the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. You're already on the path to becoming the best version of yourself. Leave a comment with "I am evolving" to show you're ready to apply Stoic principles in your daily life. There's more powerful insight coming up, so don't go anywhere. Number 4. The power of self-discipline and control. Self-discipline is often hailed as a key ingredient for success, but within the Stoic philosophy, it holds a much deeper and more transformative role. It's not just about achieving external goals. Self-discipline, in the Stoic sense, is a way to achieve inner freedom, a freedom that arises from mastering yourself and your impulses, rather than being controlled by them. Whether it's indulging in unhealthy food, procrastinating on a critical task, or reacting emotionally when life throws a challenge your way, these impulses can push us further away from the life we want to live. The Stoics remind us that true freedom doesn't come from satisfying every craving or desire. It comes from exercising control over them. As Epictetus wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This means that self-discipline is about aligning your actions with your highest values and purpose, rather than being enslaved by fleeting pleasures or impulses. The Stoics believed that we often become slaves to our desires, emotions, and impulses, which can cloud our judgment and divert us from our true path. For example, many of us, in moments of stress or boredom, might turn to distractions, like watching TV or mindlessly scrolling through our phones, rather than focusing on what's truly important. The desire to avoid discomfort or to seek immediate gratification is a powerful force, but it's a force that can lead us astray if we aren't careful. Stoic philosophy teaches us that freedom isn't about doing whatever we want whenever we want. Rather, it is about the ability to act in accordance with our rational mind, to make decisions based on wisdom, and to live in alignment with our values. This is where the Stoic ideal of virtue comes into play. Virtue, in Stoicism, isn't just about doing good for the sake of others. It's about choosing to do what is right, based on reason and moral excellence. To be virtuous is to make conscious, intentional decisions that reflect your highest self, rather than simply reacting to the whims of the moment. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." How often do we find ourselves making decisions based on short-term pleasure, rather than long-term fulfillment? The Stoics remind us that this kind of reactive behavior leads us away from our true purpose. Cultivating self-discipline, then, means actively choosing the more difficult but rewarding path. It's about making decisions not based on what feels good in the moment, but on what is aligned with our true purpose and values. Self-discipline allows us to do what's necessary, not just what's easy. It's about cultivating habits that are in alignment with our long-term vision for our lives, even when those habits might not offer immediate rewards. A disciplined mind is one that doesn't act impulsively or out of fear. Instead, it acts with clarity, purpose, and integrity. It is not about rigid control, but about being in full command of your choices. One of the key ways that the Stoics developed their self-discipline was through habit formation. They understood that small, consistent actions lead to larger transformations. For instance, they would commit to regular practices, like daily exercise, meditation, or the intentional avoidance of distractions, to cultivate a disciplined mind. These habits, when done consistently, build upon themselves, creating a stronger sense of self-discipline and willpower over time. The great thing about habits is that once they are ingrained, they no longer require constant mental effort. They become automatic. And this is where the real power of self-discipline lies, in creating positive habits that align with your values, so that over time, they shape who you are at the core. Another powerful Stoic practice for strengthening self-discipline is fasting from desires, a practice where you intentionally refrain from indulging in certain comforts or desires for a set period. This could mean going without food for a day, limiting your screen time, or even taking a break from social interactions. The purpose of this exercise is not to punish yourself, but to become more aware of your impulses and strengthen your willpower. By choosing to abstain from certain pleasures, you develop the ability to make choices based on reason rather than immediate gratification. This is a crucial aspect of Stoic self-discipline, learning to choose the path that leads to the most meaningful and fulfilling life, rather than the path of least resistance. It's about building inner strength and resilience to the point where you can resist temptations that would lead you off course. The constant ping of notifications, the temptation to check social media, or the pull of binge-watching our favorite shows. These distractions are all around us, and they can be incredibly difficult to resist. The Stoics would encourage us to practice self-discipline in the face of these distractions. This could mean setting aside specific times during the day for focused work and turning off notifications during those hours. It could mean taking breaks from social media to reclaim our time and energy for things that truly matter. Just as the Stoics practiced discipline through small, everyday actions, we too can apply the same principles to our own lives today. By doing so, we regain control over our attention, our time, and ultimately, our destiny. Self-discipline is not about rigid control, it's about freedom. When you master yourself and your impulses, you gain the ability to shape your own destiny. As the philosopher Seneca once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This is the essence of Stoic self-discipline, not to suppress or deny our desires, but to control them in service of our greater purpose. Self-discipline is the pathway to inner freedom, allowing us to live in alignment with our highest values and to make choices that lead us toward a fulfilling, meaningful life. Number 5. Cultivating a positive Stoic mindset. Cultivating a positive Stoic mindset is about transforming the way you see challenges, embracing what you can control, and letting go of the rest. At its core, this mindset teaches you to perceive setbacks not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow. Imagine for a moment an entrepreneur who has just lost a major client. They could spiral into frustration, blame, or self-doubt. But with a Stoic approach, they might see this loss as a chance to refine their business strategy, build stronger relationships with other clients, or even innovate in ways they hadn't previously considered. This shift in perspective embodies the essence of Stoic resilience, reframing adversity as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. It's not about denying challenges, but about mastering your response to them. A critical component of this mindset is gratitude. It encourages you to focus on what you have rather than what you lack, shifting your perspective from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude rewires your thinking, helping you find joy in the present rather than always chasing after external achievements. For instance, you might feel stuck in your job, wishing for something better. But gratitude invites you to appreciate the stability it provides, the skills you're gaining, and the opportunities it opens for future growth. This isn't about settling. It's about cultivating a mindset that fuels action without relying on discontent for motivation. Detaching from external validation is another cornerstone of a positive Stoic mindset. In a world that often measures success by likes, followers, and material possessions, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. But when you detach from these external markers, you create space to focus on inner fulfillment. Picture a musician who once played for the sheer joy of creating, but over time became consumed by the pressure of producing hits and gaining recognition. By returning to the Stoic principle of focusing on what's within their control, their dedication, creativity, and effort, they reconnect with their purpose and find genuine satisfaction in their work. This shift doesn't mean abandoning ambition. It means grounding it in something unshakable. Self-compassion also plays a vital role in building a Stoic mindset. Mistakes and failures are inevitable, but how you handle them defines your growth. Instead of dwelling on guilt or shame, practice self-compassion by viewing mistakes as opportunities to learn. Imagine a student who fails an important exam. Rather than beating themselves up, they reflect on what went wrong and develop a better study plan. This act of self-kindness fosters resilience and helps you move forward with confidence instead of being paralyzed by self-criticism. A profound Stoic concept that ties all of this together is amor fati, the love of one's fate. This principle invites you to accept all experiences, whether joyful or painful, as necessary parts of your journey. It's not about passive resignation, but about active embrace. Picture someone who faces an unexpected job loss. Instead of seeing it as a catastrophe, they adopt amor fati, choosing to see the event as a chance to reevaluate their path, explore new opportunities, and build a career that aligns more deeply with their values. This mindset transforms every experience into a meaningful one, empowering you to approach life with clarity, resilience, and purpose. Think about your own life. Are there challenges you've been resisting or failures you've been avoiding? How might adopting gratitude, self-compassion, or amor fati change the way you see those situations? When you focus on what's within your control, let go of the need for external validation, and embrace life's uncertainties, you unlock the power to navigate life with strength and serenity. These Stoic secrets don't promise to eliminate hardship, but they do provide a roadmap to face it with courage and wisdom. The ultimate lesson here is that cultivating a positive Stoic mindset isn't about ignoring the struggles of life. It's about mastering your perception of them. By reframing challenges, practicing gratitude, and embracing your fate, you can turn even the most difficult moments into opportunities for growth. The next time you face a setback, ask yourself, what is within my control? What can I learn from this? And how can I use this experience to grow? These questions hold the keys to resilience, purpose, and lasting fulfillment. So, embrace the journey, love your fate, and let the Stoic secrets guide you to a life of clarity and meaning. Number 6. Prioritizing health and self-care. Prioritizing health and self-care is not merely about indulgence or luxury. It is a fundamental pillar for transformation and resilience. Your physical and mental well-being serve as the foundation upon which clarity, strength, and progress are built. Without a healthy body and a balanced mind, even the most ambitious goals can crumble under the weight of fatigue, stress, or illness. To cultivate well-being, it is essential to establish routines that support your health, such as regular exercise, nutritious eating habits, and adequate rest. For example, a busy professional striving to maintain work-life balance might incorporate daily morning walks or light stretching to energize the body, while limiting screen time before bed to improve sleep quality. As Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, if you seek tranquility, do less. This profound reminder teaches us that simplicity and prioritization are keys to nurturing our physical and mental states. Self-care is also a deeply emotional and mental practice, requiring attentiveness to your inner world. Journaling, for instance, allows you to reflect on your thoughts, identify patterns of stress, and release emotional burdens. Meditation offers a sanctuary of calm amidst the chaos of modern life, helping to anchor your mind and restore focus. In today's fast-paced world, where distractions and obligations pull us in countless directions, these practices act as a reset button, enabling you to approach each day with greater clarity and patience. The Stoics recognized this need for mental renewal. Marcus Aurelius often wrote in his private reflections to center his thoughts and find wisdom in simplicity. Following his example, journaling can become a tool for self-awareness and growth, helping you cultivate a steady and resilient mind. Simplifying your lifestyle is another crucial aspect of self-care that aligns with the principles of modern Stoicism. This does not mean abandoning comforts, but rather distinguishing between what is essential and what is superfluous. The Stoic principle of temperance teaches us to avoid overindulgence and embrace moderation in all aspects of life. By eliminating excess, whether it's unnecessary commitments, material possessions, or unhealthy habits, you create space for what truly matters. Seneca aptly stated, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. That is poor." By focusing on essentials and avoiding the endless pursuit of indulgence, you bring balance and harmony into your life, cultivating a sense of sufficiency and contentment. Physical and emotional self-care are inseparable. They work together to empower you to face life's challenges with vitality and focus. A well-rested and nourished body supports a sharp and disciplined mind, while a clear and balanced mind fosters healthier physical choices. This interconnectedness reflects the Stoic belief that we must live in accordance with nature, understanding that our bodies and minds are part of a unified whole. In practical terms, this means integrating small but consistent habits into your daily routine, such as drinking water throughout the day, practicing mindfulness before stressful meetings, or simply taking a moment to breathe deeply when overwhelmed. These small actions, when practiced regularly, accumulate into a foundation of strength and resilience. Modern Stoicism offers a refreshing perspective on health and self-care, emphasizing practicality and balance over perfection or extremes. It encourages you to take ownership of what is within your control, your habits, thoughts, and actions, while accepting the unpredictability of external circumstances. This approach liberates you from the pressure of seeking flawless health or uninterrupted happiness, instead focusing on consistent effort and self-awareness. Prioritizing health and self-care is an act of respect toward yourself and your potential. It is not about selfishness, but about equipping yourself to serve others and pursue your goals effectively. When your body is strong and your mind is calm, you can tackle life's complexities with greater confidence and grace. This is especially important as you navigate the demands of modern life, where burnout and stress have become all too common. By nurturing yourself, you cultivate the energy and focus needed to remain steadfast in the face of adversity, living each day with purpose and intention. In this context, modern Stoicism serves as a guide for integrating health and self-care into a life of virtue and discipline. By simplifying your lifestyle, prioritizing balance, and focusing on what you can control, you create the foundation for enduring strength and peace. This journey is not about perfection, but about consistency, reflection, and growth. Each step you take toward better self-care, whether it's a healthier meal, a moment of meditation, or a good night's sleep, is a declaration of your commitment to live in harmony with nature and your values. By doing so, you transform self-care from a chore into an empowering practice that fuels your resilience and enriches your life. Are you ready to start building resilience and consistency in your life? Comment yes if you're committed to making this change, or no if you're still unsure. Make sure to stick around until the end of the video, because the last tip will surprise you with powerful insights that can transform your journey even further. Number 7. The art of accepting what you cannot change. One of the greatest gifts Stoic philosophy offers us is the ability to accept what we cannot change, a lesson that, once embraced, can radically transform how we experience life. In today's world, it's easy to fall into the trap of constantly worrying about things we have no control over, whether it's the actions of others, the outcomes of events, or simply the unpredictable nature of life. We become so fixated on these uncontrollable factors that we waste our energy and time, feeding into frustration and anxiety. But what if I told you that the key to inner peace lies not in forcing everything to go according to our will, but in recognizing what's within our power and what's not? In the words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. This is the essence of what the Stoics call the dichotomy of control, the understanding that we can control our thoughts, actions, and reactions, but there are countless external events and situations that are beyond our influence. The true wisdom of Stoicism is not in trying to control everything around us, but in accepting what is outside of our control and focusing all our energy on what we can actually change, our mindset and our responses. Think about a time when you found yourself upset or anxious over something that was completely beyond your control. Maybe an argument with a friend, a colleague's actions, or even something as mundane as being stuck in traffic. It's a natural human instinct to try to control everything, to want things to go our way. But the truth is, when we resist what is, when we fight against the flow of life, we only end up drained and frustrated. Imagine yourself in a car, stuck in heavy traffic. You can't change the fact that the road is congested, and you can't control the behavior of the other drivers. What you can control, however, is your reaction. Do you let frustration take over, letting your thoughts spiral into anger and impatience? Or do you accept the situation as it is, choosing instead to use the time productively, maybe by reflecting, planning, or simply relaxing in the present moment? This is where the Stoic practice of acceptance comes in, not as passivity or resignation, but as an empowered choice to focus on the things that truly matter, the things that you can influence. It's a shift in perspective that allows you to find peace amidst chaos, calm in the face of adversity, and clarity in moments of uncertainty. By learning to accept what you cannot change, you not only preserve your mental and emotional energy, but you also create space for peace to thrive. This concept of acceptance is deeply intertwined with the Stoic belief in impermanence, the understanding that nothing in life is permanent, that everything changes, and that change itself is an inevitable part of our existence. The Stoics regularly reminded themselves of the fleeting nature of life, our relationships, our health, even our very existence. This awareness wasn't meant to lead to despair, but to foster a deep sense of gratitude and present moment awareness. Knowing that everything is temporary helps us appreciate what we have right now without clinging to it or fearing its loss. It's a form of mindfulness that invites us to embrace life as it comes, without resistance. The ancient Stoic philosopher Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This is true. We allow ourselves to be consumed with the fear of what might happen, when in reality, most of the things we fear are out of our hands. The practice of mindful acceptance helps us release these fears, freeing us to live more fully in the present moment. This approach isn't about resignation or giving up. It's about understanding that some things are beyond our control and choosing not to waste our precious energy on them. How many times have you found yourself stressing over something that, in hindsight, wasn't as important as you made it out to be? Perhaps you've worried about someone else's opinion of you, or you've spent sleepless nights agonizing over a decision that, in the grand scheme of things, wouldn't have changed your life. The Stoic mindset invites you to focus your energy on what truly matters, your character, your actions, your thoughts, and let go of your attachment to outcomes. In other words, it teaches you to become less attached to the things you can't control and more deeply engaged with the things that you can shape. We can also take this idea and apply it to modern life. Think of the stress and anxiety so many of us feel due to the constant pressure of expectations, whether from work, family, or society. We often find ourselves frustrated when things don't go as planned, when we don't get the recognition we think we deserve, or when we face obstacles that seem impossible to overcome. In these moments, we must remember that the only thing we can truly control is how we respond. You can't always control how people treat you, how your career unfolds, or how the world around you shifts. But you can control whether you approach life with patience and grace, or whether you allow frustration and bitterness to cloud your experience. By embracing Stoic principles, you can learn to redirect your energy from futile worry into more productive, positive action. The truth is, accepting what you cannot change doesn't make you weak. It makes you stronger. It empowers you to let go of the unnecessary and focus on what you can control. When you let go of resistance, you create space for wisdom, peace, and personal growth to thrive. The Stoics remind us that we cannot choose what happens to us, but we can choose how we respond. By embracing what we cannot change and focusing on what we can, we create a life that is not ruled by external circumstances but shaped by our own inner peace and wisdom. And in that peace, we find the true strength to face life's inevitable challenges. You've taken the first step toward mastering your mind. If you're ready to continue this journey, comment, "I'm ready to grow," below. Keep following along. There's more wisdom to unlock and apply to transform your life. Number 8. Developing gratitude and contentment. In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to fall into the trap of constantly striving for more. More money, more recognition, more possessions. These things seem like they will bring us happiness, but they rarely do. The pursuit of endless desires often leaves us feeling empty, always reaching for the next thing without ever finding true contentment. Stoic philosophy offers us a remedy to this endless cycle of wanting, providing the powerful antidotes of gratitude and contentment. The Stoics believed that true happiness doesn't come from external circumstances, like wealth or status, but from how we choose to perceive and interact with them. In their view, happiness is a result of cultivating an attitude of gratitude for what we already have, rather than focusing on what's missing. When we make this shift, we stop seeing life through a lens of scarcity and begin to recognize the abundance that already surrounds us. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This statement captures the essence of the Stoic mindset, which teaches that fulfillment arises from appreciating what is already present, not from constantly chasing after more. By practicing gratitude and embracing contentment, we change the way we see the world and, in doing so, change our experience of it. One of the most effective Stoic practices for cultivating gratitude is the daily exercise of reflecting on your blessings. This simple yet powerful practice involves taking time each day to acknowledge the things in your life that you're grateful for. It could be the health that allows you to get up each morning, the relationships that provide love and support, or even the simple beauty of nature that surrounds you. By focusing on the good things already present in your life, you shift your attention away from what you lack and toward what you have. Over time, this shift in perspective becomes second nature, helping you to see life's abundance instead of its limitations. This practice of gratitude doesn't just improve your mood in the short term, it also reshapes your overall outlook on life, leading to a deeper sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. Gratitude is not just about being thankful for big things, it's about recognizing the richness of life in its simplest forms. When you begin to appreciate these simple blessings, you'll find that contentment becomes a natural byproduct. As Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, wrote in his Meditations, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Gratitude is one of the best ways to elevate your thoughts and, in turn, improve your life. Another Stoic principle that leads to contentment is the practice of simplicity. The Stoics understood that excessive desires and the constant pursuit of material wealth or external approval only lead to dissatisfaction. They believed that true contentment arises when we reduce our desires to the essentials, when we stop chasing after what society tells us we should want, and start focusing on what truly matters. In a world where we are constantly bombarded by advertisements, social media comparisons, and the pressure to keep up with others, it can be easy to fall into the trap of overindulgence. Yet, the more we simplify our lives, the less we are enslaved by the pursuit of fleeting pleasures and the approval of others. Simplicity doesn't mean living without comfort or joy. It means finding joy in the things that truly matter and not allowing ourselves to be distracted by everything else. Contentment comes not from acquiring more things, but from realizing that we already have enough. The more we declutter our lives, whether it's our physical possessions, our time commitments, or our mental clutter, the more space we create for peace, fulfillment, and lasting joy. One of the most powerful Stoic exercises for cultivating gratitude and contentment is known as negative visualization. This practice involves imagining, in vivid detail, what life would be like without the things we cherish: our health, our loved ones, our home, and so on. While this might sound morbid at first, the purpose of this exercise is not to bring sorrow, but to deepen our appreciation for the things we currently have. By mentally experiencing the loss of these things, we gain a renewed sense of gratitude for their presence in our lives. It also helps us prepare for inevitable losses, allowing us to face them with greater resilience when they occur. The Stoics use this practice as a way to confront their fear of loss and to foster a sense of gratitude that was not dependent on external circumstances. Imagine how much more you would appreciate the simple things in your life if you took a moment each day to acknowledge the possibility of losing them. This exercise isn't about living in fear of loss, but rather about fully applying. Number 9. Living a virtuous life. Living a virtuous life is the cornerstone of personal growth and fulfillment, rooted in the Stoic values of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These timeless principles provide a moral compass, guiding your actions and decisions toward a life of integrity and meaning. In the modern world, where ethical dilemmas often arise in both personal and professional settings, adhering to these values requires intentionality and resilience. Consider the example of a manager tasked with implementing layoffs, a difficult decision fraught with pressure and emotion. A virtuous leader, guided by justice, ensures the process is conducted with fairness and transparency, treating affected employees with dignity and respect. In this way, they embody Marcus Aurelius's advice: if it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it. This powerful reminder underscores the importance of aligning your actions with both honesty and morality, regardless of external pressures. The pursuit of a virtuous life is not about perfection, but about consistent effort to align your choices with your core values. Wisdom teaches us to seek understanding and act with discernment, while courage demands that we face challenges with strength and perseverance. Justice calls us to treat others fairly and uphold what is right, even when it is inconvenient or unpopular. Temperance reminds us to exercise self-control and moderation, resisting excess and finding balance in all aspects of life. Together, these virtues create a framework for living intentionally, helping us navigate life's complexities with clarity and purpose. Modern Stoicism emphasizes that virtue is not an abstract ideal, but a practical guide for daily living, shaping the way we respond to both triumph and adversity. Practicing virtue daily involves deliberate actions that reflect your principles. It means pausing to consider whether your decisions align with your values, even in moments of stress or uncertainty. For example, when faced with the temptation to cut corners at work, a virtuous approach would prioritize honesty and excellence over short-term gain. This commitment to integrity not only builds trust with others, but also fosters a sense of self-respect and authenticity. As Seneca wisely observed, virtue is nothing else than the right reason. This insight highlights that living virtuously is about thinking clearly and acting with purpose, ensuring that your choices reflect both rationality and ethics. In modern life, distractions and competing priorities can make it challenging to stay grounded in virtue. Social pressures, financial concerns, and the fast pace of contemporary living often pull us away from what truly matters. However, by cultivating self-awareness and reflecting regularly on your values, you can remain anchored in your principles. Simple practices such as journaling, meditation, or setting aside time for introspection can help you stay connected to your virtuous intentions. These habits serve as a reminder to focus on what is within your control and let go of external outcomes, a key tenet of modern Stoicism. As Epictetus stated, we are disturbed not by events, but by the views we take of them. By reframing challenges as opportunities to practice virtue, you can approach life with greater resilience and clarity. Living a virtuous life also involves recognizing the interconnectedness of our actions and their impact on others. Justice, for instance, extends beyond fairness to individuals. It encompasses a broader commitment to contributing positively to society. Whether it's mentoring a colleague, volunteering in your community, or standing up against injustice, acts of virtue create ripples that inspire and uplift those around you. This perspective aligns with the Stoic belief that we are all part of a greater whole, bound by shared humanity and responsibility. In practicing virtue, you not only improve your own life, but also contribute to the collective good, fostering a world that reflects the values you hold dear. Living a virtuous life is about embracing the challenges and opportunities that each day presents with intention and integrity. It is not a destination, but a journey, requiring continual effort and reflection. By striving to embody wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, you create a life of authenticity and fulfillment, staying true to your values even in the face of adversity. Modern Stoicism reminds us that virtue is the key to lasting peace and purpose, a timeless guide for navigating the complexities of human existence. As you align your actions with these principles, you not only transform yourself, but also inspire others to live with greater clarity, resilience, and compassion, building a life that reflects the best of what it means to be human. Are you ready to detach from external validation and define your worth on your own terms? If so, comment, "I commit to doing this," or "I'm ready" below. And make sure to watch until the end of the video, especially the final section, which holds a surprising and powerful insight that you won't want to miss. Number 10. Embracing solitude for growth. In today's fast-paced world, we are constantly surrounded by distractions, social media notifications, the buzz of our work lives, the pressure of family obligations. The noise never seems to stop. But what if I told you that one of the most powerful tools for personal growth and transformation is something many of us avoid: solitude? You might think, solitude sounds lonely or uncomfortable. But when you truly embrace solitude, you tap into a practice that allows you to reconnect with your true self, reflect on your values, and ultimately grow in ways that are impossible when you're constantly distracted. Solitude is not about isolation or running away from life. It's about stepping away from the external noise and creating space to focus inward. When you take time to be alone, free from distractions, you give yourself the opportunity to reflect on your thoughts, desires, and emotions. In those moments, you can better understand who you truly are and gain clarity on what matters most to you. By listening to your inner voice, without interference from the outside world, you foster growth, creativity, and emotional healing. Think about the times when you've been truly alone. No phone, no distractions, just you and your thoughts. How did it feel? At peace, more centered, perhaps even inspired? That's because solitude provides the perfect environment for creativity. Many great artists, writers, and thinkers intentionally seek quiet spaces to foster their creative flow. A writer, for instance, might spend a weekend in a cabin, disconnected from the outside world, to reconnect with their creative process. It's in those quiet moments that the best ideas emerge, when we give ourselves the freedom to think without external interruptions. This concept of solitude applies to everyone, not just creatives. Whether you're solving a problem, working on a project, or seeking emotional renewal, solitude can provide the clarity and insight you need. However, embracing solitude can feel difficult, especially in a world that constantly urges us to be busy, to stay connected, and to do more. We often fear missing out or worry that we'll feel lonely. But the truth is, when you allow yourself to be alone, you reconnect with what truly matters. You strengthen your emotional resilience and tap into greater creativity. In modern Stoicism, we learn that peace and fulfillment do not come from external circumstances but from within. Solitude is a perfect space to cultivate inner peace, reflection, and growth. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." So many of our worries are rooted in our thoughts, not the actual challenges we face. By embracing solitude, you allow yourself to quiet your mind, gain perspective, and see things more clearly. It's important to understand that solitude isn't about achieving perfection. It's not about having all the answers or being productive all the time. Instead, it's about learning to be comfortable with discomfort. Solitude acts as a mirror, reflecting the truth of who you are without the distractions of the outside world. In these moments, you can see yourself more clearly and make decisions that are in line with your true self. So, how can you begin embracing solitude? In a world that demands more from us every day, it can be difficult to carve out time for quiet reflection. But even small moments of solitude can be transformative. Start by taking a few minutes each day to disconnect from the noise, whether it's a quiet walk, some time to meditate, or journaling your thoughts. These moments of stillness help you reconnect with your inner self and gain clarity about your life's path. The more you practice solitude, the more you will discover its transformative power. Solitude also helps you build emotional resilience. The more time you spend in solitude, the better equipped you will be to handle life's challenges with calm and clarity. When you take time to reflect, you develop a sense of inner peace that isn't shaken by external circumstances. This inner peace empowers you to make decisions based on your deeper values, rather than being swayed by external pressures. Solitude gives you the opportunity to ask yourself deep, important questions. What do I want from life? What are my core values? What is truly important to me? These questions are key to personal growth and can lead to profound insights. Solitude isn't about escaping life's problems. It's about facing them with clarity and understanding. Through introspection, we can shift our mindset and make meaningful changes in our lives. In today's world, we often feel compelled to stay busy and connected all the time. But true growth often happens when we choose to be still, to embrace solitude. As modern Stoicism teaches us, peace comes from within. By stepping away from the distractions of the world, we reconnect with our true selves and gain the clarity needed to transform our lives. I encourage you to make solitude a regular part of your life. It doesn't have to be hours or days of isolation, just small, intentional moments of quiet. Start with a few minutes each day to be alone with your thoughts, free from distractions. These moments will help you unlock a deeper understanding of who you are and what you truly want. Solitude is a powerful tool that can unlock your true potential. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Take that retreat, find peace, and let solitude guide you toward transformation. As we conclude today's video on the ultimate guide to fixing yourself and your life, modern Stoicism, I urge you to take a moment and think about how you can start applying Stoic wisdom to shape your life. Growth isn't a race. It's about making small, consistent improvements each day. By focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't, you'll find the strength to navigate life's challenges with clarity and resilience. So, how will you begin your journey of transformation today? I'd love to hear your thoughts and reflections. Drop a comment below and let me know how you plan to use Stoicism to better your life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Stoic in Your Life. And hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more wisdom that can help you become the best version of yourself. Keep growing, and I'll see you in the next one.